Well, good afternoon, everybody, and what a great day it is to be a Troy Trojan. And today is a little special day because we get to welcome some new family members into the Troy family. Right here before Christmas, we welcome the new family, and at that time I would like to turn it over to our Chancellor of Troy University, Dr. Jack Hawkins.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you and Barry Jr. and Jerry. I think we have the best media crew in the entire world of football, don't y'all? Many of you have heard me say many times that great universities stir great emotions, and no doubt it's true. And today our emotions are stirred. And why not Troy? Why not Troy? You know, why not Omaha? And we made just $12 million in investments in our baseball facility en route to Omaha. Why not Troy as a doctoral university? On September the 8th, we were reclassified, and proudly so. And why not the college football playoff? Now that they've expanded to 12, there's a level playing field. And when there's a level playing field, Troy rises to the occasion. We often say the best barometer for what you can do is what you've done, and no doubt. Our record of success began 114 years ago, 1909, with the football team put on the field by Virgil Parks McKinley, the only undefeated football team in the history of Troy University. We were 3-0 with a resounding victory over Union Springs. But since that time, we have had an illustrious history. 3 national championships at 2 different levels, 23 conference championships, 8 Sun Belt Conference championships just since 2004. We've gone to 9 bowl games, and we won 2/3 of those, 6 wins. And Troy plays at the highest level, but it wasn't always that case. But we've always been successful, regardless of the level. I wanted to call your attention to 5 major dates. Some of you have been here long enough to have remembered and lived through those dates. The first was June the 1st, 1990, when our Board of Trustees voted to move to Division I. That was a major move. There were a lot of critics during that period of time. In fact, I have a file where I've retained some of those articles. And there was one article by a well-known sports writer, I won't mention his name, who said the glory days for Troy athletics are over. Well, little did he know that the glory days not only would continue, but we would continue to build on that great history. Troy is like a bumblebee in my mind. If you think about it, aerodynamically, the bumblebee shouldn't fly. Big body, small wings, but he flies anyway. That's Troy. We weren't supposed to win, but we won anyway, and we will continue to win. And as we often say, everything in life, any organization, whether it's this country, this university, this city, this state, it's always about leadership. It's true about this football program, leadership. December the 1st, 1990, 6 months after our board approved going to Division I. And I want to thank our Board of Trustees. There are 4 trustees on this front row, and I can tell you I've worked with a lot of boards. There's none better than Troy University's Board of Trustees. I want to introduce them. Our President Pro Tem, Mr. Gibson Vance. We're proud of Mr. Vance. He is back to us. He just finished his tour of duty as the President of the Alabama Bar Association. The President Pro Tem, Vice President Pro Tem, the great General Ed Crowell. General Crowell is on so many different boards. Last night we had commencement in Montgomery. I turned to our speaker, who is the CEO of Jackson Hospital. I said, "Who's the chairman of your board?" And he pointed at General Crowell. We appreciate him so much. The longest serving member of the Alabama legislature in its history is State Senator Gerald Dial. And a remarkable businessman, I think he just flew in from Costa Rica to be here, Mr. Charles Naylor. I'd be remiss, too, throughout this process, we had several trustees engaged in the process, but I want to recognize a gentleman who is an All-American. It shows that anything is possible. He walked on, but then he went to the highest level, Mr. Freddie Thomas. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you for your role in this whole process. 1990, we had a press conference. Some of you were there in Montgomery, Alabama. We introduced the great Larry Blakeney. For 24 years, Larry served as the head of this program. Today, he's an icon, name on that field. He left a record that will be very difficult to compare with or to break. 24 years after we appointed Larry Blakeney on December the 1st, 1990, December the 1st, 2014, we introduced another young coach, Neil Brown. Neil won 31 games in 3 seasons, and with signature wins over LSU and Nebraska. 7 years later, December the 6th, 2021, in this very room, we appointed John Sumrall and announced his presence. What a great record. 2 years, 23-4, 2 SBC champs, and today we stand on the threshold of beating an ACC power next Saturday when we beat Duke in the Birmingham Bowl. On behalf of our Board of Trustees, I want to make 2 announcements, but I'm going to save the majority of the announcement for Brent. And I want to say to Brent, thank you. You know, Mr. Vance and I were talking about the great Warren Buffett. Recently, Mr. Buffett lost his number 2 man, Mr. Charlie Munger, age 99. He referred to Charlie Munger as the architect. He said, I'm the contractor. Charlie was the architect. Brent Jones has done the best job. I have worked with placement agencies all over this country. Brent Jones is a placement agent. He has done a great job of bringing yet a great candidate to this program. Brent, stand up and let us thank you. Today I want to make 2 announcements, but I'm going to save the majority of the second announcement for Brent. But on behalf of our Board of Trustees, this has already been in the media, but I think it's worthy of note. We will build that indoor practice facility at Troy University. Several of us had the pleasure of meeting our new head coach 2 days ago. And let me give you the rationale for his appointment, besides the fact that he is a really good person. He's a good man, and that always comes first. The reason I know he's good, he is not only married to a wonderful lady, they have 4 children. He is surrounded by 4 young ladies. If you can't pursue and obtain humility with 4 young ladies in your home, there's no hope for you. Gerad, congratulations on a beautiful family. We welcome the family, and we welcome you. He's tough. He's the most important thing, I guess I could say, a player's coach. He's a player's coach. He understands what motivates young men, and he will do whatever it takes to make sure they are at the very best of themselves and of their game. He has experience, the SEC, Big Ten, ACC, Big 12, but he learned his best lessons at FCS football. He knows how to do more with less, and that's a vital ingredient at Troy University. The last thing is, this gentleman is tough, and he's going to make us better. Thank you so much, Gerad.
Thank you, Chancellor Hawkins, for those very, very nice words. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for coming here, colleagues as well. The band, our cheer, it's going to be great to be able to see y'all on Saturday in Birmingham. Here's what I'd like to say is thank you to Chancellor Hawkins, the Board of Trustees, Freddie Thomas, for being able to land this incredible plane. The past 2 years have simply been incredible since Coach Summerall was hired. 23-4. The trajectory, the momentum is real. As we started through this process, there's a lot of things that we're going through, and Coach Summerall was a hot commodity. So it didn't catch anybody off guard that people wanted to talk to Coach Summerall. We were prepared, we were diligent, we were confidential, we were thoughtful. Researching over 50 different people, narrowing it to 25, and then being able to have in person with almost 10 different candidates. Coach Parker, and you'll get to know him very quickly, rose to the top for several reasons. One, diversity of skill set. High school, FCS, Sunbelt Conference. Chancellor Hawkins mentioned the ACC, Notre Dame, Big Ten. To be able to have the likes of David Cutcliffe, James Franklin, Neil Brown, John Summerall, Marcus Freeman speak glowingly about this young man is simply incredible. He has a plan, he has a vision, and he has an edge. He knows what it takes to be at Troy. He's from a small town in eastern Kentucky, I believe of less than 2,000 if I'm not mistaken. He's a man of strong faith, conviction. He's been humbled. He's gone to the highest mountain possible. He's led through transitions before. And here's an example. As we were meeting today, this morning, as he's talking about this is one of the best days of his life, he said to me, and this just tells you how great of a person he is, I wish I'd be able to be at Notre Dame and talking to my players right now. He is a player's coach. This matters. To be able to have this. He has hit the ground running. He met with the team yesterday, the staff as well. The future's bright. It really is. For us to be able to have back-to-back conference championships, I will tell you this. We would not be able to do this without the support of our fans, without the support of the Wiregrass, the River Region, and without the support of Chancellor Hawkins and your visionary leadership. And so with the Board of Trustees, as well as with all of our fans, I say thank you for being here as part of this. Last year, we had the most successful year in the history of Troy Athletics. Every single team but one had a winning season. That is the standard that we have set here. Energy, passion, connectivity. He is battle-tested, and he is ready. His plan is to be able to implement this with our players, with our roster, and he's been hitting it hard. One thing that you will learn about Coach is his toughness, his energy, his work ethic. He's gritty, and he's blue-collar. Nothing has been handed to him. Just like Troy, we have to fight for every single thing. I'm excited. I know y'all will be. Coach Parker, come on up here.
Well, thank you all very much, Chancellor Hawkins, Brent, everybody that's here. I know there's been a lot of time spent, and there's a lot of busy things going on, and for y'all to take some time out of your day and come be a part of this is special to us and my family. I first want to start with saying I'm extremely nervous, and the reason I'm nervous is because I care greatly about Troy already, and since I've been about 12 years old, I have dreamed of this day. I've dreamed of standing in front of this podium, in front of my wife and children, and in front of people that I know have had a big impact on my life. So I'm going to be emotional. That's who I am. I'll try not to bore you, and I hope that won't happen. I'll start first by saying to Chancellor Hawkins, thank you so much. To Mrs. Hawkins as well, Janice, and all that they've done to put us in this position. Brent and Kyle, the job that they've done. I told my wife after the first interview in person the job that they did and how thorough they were and professional they were throughout this whole process was unlike anything I'd been a part of. And to the board and all the members and the people that were a part of the process as well, I just want to say thank you. As I stated before, this is something I've dreamed of. I haven't really dreamed of it for my ego, for me to stand up in front of you to be seen. I've dreamed of it because I wanted to serve back to the people that have served me and made me into the man I am today. My wife Candy's in the front row. Without her, this doesn't happen. The moves, the ups, the downs, the late night talks, the support, the unboxing, the homes, getting the kids where they need to be and being the head coach of our home. I couldn't tell you to say how thankful I am for us and for you and for our marriage, so thank you. And to our kids who are finally maybe figuring out what this is, Daddy loves you, and it's going to be a long road here for a little while, but I'm here, all right? Also, I know that I've got some supporters back home in Louisa, Kentucky, probably finding a way to watch this. Rick and Laura Parker, my mom and dad, to the way you raised us all, I'm so grateful, and certainly to my brother and sister Alicia and Eric, who I'm sure are watching as well. I'll keep it together. The reason I'm here is because people have to take chances on you as long as you're ready for those chances. Those people were in no particular order, but I'm going to try to go in order. Rich Brooks was my last college coach who still texts me right now. The field at Oregon is named after him. He lives out in Oregon now, retired, and he took a chance on me as a graduate assistant and has kind of started my path. In high school, I was raised by a man named Randy Vanderhoof, who hired me my first job, Coach Vanderhoof. Jason Simpson at Tennessee Martin hired me to be a running backs coach, and I had no clue what I was doing and how to coach running backs. And he took a chance on me. Doc Holliday challenged us and had a chance to hire us at Marshall, and got to work for Doc and do a great job. Darrell Hazel at Purdue then hired us. David Cutcliffe took a chance on a guy at Duke and gave us a chance to have a job at a great university. James Franklin at Penn State then took a shot on an old country boy from Eastern Kentucky. Neil Brown hired me at West Virginia and has had such a pivotal part in being a colleague to call and a mentor to call on this job. And then, of course, Marcus Freeman, a man who I call a great friend and somebody that took a chance on a guy who had never been an offensive coordinator and let me have that opportunity last year. Those are the names that I feel like mentioning among many others that I would be afraid to leave out as to why I stand here. Now I think the most important part is this: why Troy University? Number one, they took a chance on me to be their first-time head coach here. But for me, why Troy? It's because Troy is winning in every sense of the word. Across that street through this campus, you look at this beautiful campus and what Chancellor Hawkins has done along with everybody else that has put in the time, money, and resources to build up a beautiful campus. I know Dr. Hawkins said this, but 3 national championships in its past, 8 Sun Belt, 23 total. The championship winning that has been put in by Coach John Summerall, who's a dear friend. One of the questions in the interview process is why Troy, and how are you going to handle all this winning? And I said, well, that's a great question. And all I know is this: what better way to become great than to surround yourself around greatness? And that, fortunately for me, has been my career, and it's what I'm not threatened by the most. If you want to be great and you want to stand in that fire, you better get around people who are great, places that are great, places that are led great. You better thrive in them, celebrate them, look at your team that you're getting ready to take over and help them understand. All we're going to do is try to stand in that same success and find better ways of getting there. That's it. We're going to celebrate Troy's success, and I am so grateful for that. I would be remiss if you don't mention Coach Larry Blakeney, who I did have a chance to meet and have fun with one night when I came here to work camp a long time ago in about 2006 or 7, and smiles we had that evening. This community is a reason of why Troy. I am from a small town. My wife's from a small town. My mom and dad come from an upbringing where hard is what you want. We were raised tough, raised the right way. When things don't go your way, you always go back to work. That's what you'll find from us. And lastly, why Troy? Because there is great leadership. The leadership's here. It's been strong. It stays strong, and it stood the test of time, and that's certainly why it's remained successful. When you look at our program and the program of Troy University football moving forward, you're going to see a team that's battle ready. It's something that we'll use a lot, and what I mean by that, it's very simple to understand, I hope. I think the players already have that. You look in their eyes yesterday in that team meeting, and you understand a gritty group that all they're doing is ready to get on a bus and go to Birmingham and go take care of business. I love their edge. I can't wait to learn their hearts. I challenge them to let me open up their hearts and earn their trust. Trust is earned. That's what we plan to do. We plan to get there through a simple creed that's come to me that we will use, and that's that I believe everything starts with the truth, and the truth lies in the Word. After you do those two things, the results will take care of themselves. We've got a tough task at hand, and greatness is certainly respected and expected here. And with that task, we're going to put our heads down and go to work and find our way there. We will develop, we will graduate our players, and we will win championships. I would like everybody to know today out in front of you all what an honor it is, but also what our pillars of the program are. We're going to have great respect for our community, for this school, for its program, for the people around this program. I want you all to know we're going to serve this community. I'm going to serve the hearts of our staff, the players in this community, and just completely throw myself into this place because that's the only way I know how to do it, and it's going to mean something to me. We're going to compete fearlessly. And compete, that means go get one more in everything we do. One more rep, one more chance to go do something, one more phone call to find a way, one more way of getting this thing done a better way, and continue to serve you all. And certainly the last thing which I've said is we're going to develop. We want to make sure we develop our staff. I want to empower our staff to feel like coaches that can grow. I hope we retain them, but if they've got to grow and become great coaches and go other places, that may be the best compliment we can give them. The brand of football, I want everybody to know right now, and I've told Brent and Dr. Hawkins, listen, the way this place goes, we have to play great defense. And I love this word. Our defense is going to create havoc. That word is a powerful word that's used around here from what I understand, and that's the defense we want to keep playing. Our offense is going to be attacking in every way. That's my mentality. That's the only way I know how to do it, and that's what we'll do on offense, which means we're going to attack everybody laterally and vertically down the football field, and our special teams is going to be attacking in its own right. I think the last thing that comes to my mind is this. I noticed coming out today, you run out on a football field and see these guys go out to work, and you go out there and they say something's odd about this place. There's one field goal post missing. And it hit me pretty fast. We had a little conversation, and I thought, well, I tell you what, is there not a better way to win and finish a season than making sure that we have a goal post missing every year? So, I certainly could not be more honored and charged to do this job. I am so happy about building a staff and bringing them here and getting around the people of Troy, the players of Troy, and the staff of Troy. And again, I want to say how thankful I am for this opportunity, how grateful I am for you all to give me this opportunity, and I cannot wait to get my family here to enjoy this process and be a part of Troy. So I cannot wait, so go Trojans. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate you.